Yeah, most sports talking heads make predictions, then hope you forget about how wrong they were. But not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
Yeah, we're the only people dumb enough to actually put statistics next to our predictions here every single week on the Mackie and Judd OG version of Write That Down and on the Purple Daily football version of Write That Down. And gentlemen, here's how it works. We'll just get right into the rules here. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And if you want to be like Mike and participate, you can send Declan a message through the SKOR North app and we'll get you scheduled to be part of the show here. So I feel like we've been very Twins heavy in our predictions lately because the Twins are rocking and rolling here. We got our Vikings, a lot of Vikings predictions for the week 1 game against Tampa Bay here. And a pretty tightly contested battle. Judd, you've had at one point a 100-point batting average lead that just dwindled all the way down to like 6 points or something. How do you feel here going into the fall months?
It's a long season. I didn't expect a 100-point lead to keep up. I think I did that a few years ago, and that's not a sustainable model for success.
Okay,
and
Brian
so
Dozier.
It's a very long year. All my mistakes have been, just to be incredibly clear, easily correctable. And so I've reviewed a lot of film.
Okay, Cliff
I've
Kingsbury.
given this a lot of thought. And I still feel good. I still feel like I've been slumping a bit, but you know what? That's going to take place. I actually did have a closed door, write that down, meeting with myself last week in which we shut the doors. So, yeah, I'm feeling good.
That's good. That's good that you guys are at least, trying to right the ship here. You and your Write That Down team of assistants and consultants.
Phil. A lot of dirty laundry to air out.
Well, let's get started with the accountability session, and then we'll get to the predictions. Plus, we also, on today's show, have a random Minnesota athlete of the week, so be on the lookout. Not bad for Judley here. Couple green predictions here. You said the Twins would put in at least one claim on one of the Angels players. So they did put a claim in on, I think, 3 Angels players.
You reported 3. 3.
Yep. So kind of a bunt here because obviously like they're not just going to not put a claim in on Matt Moore. So, but it's fine.
Play the system.
You said the Gophers would beat Nebraska in the opener. Came right down to the wire. Little game-winning field goal. Ugly football game.
Ugh.
The Gophers averaged like 3 yards a play or something in that game.
Yep. But they did throw the ball, which encourages me that they actually were passing a bit more. And it looks like PJ might be going away from the run constantly. I think the run game needs to be better, but I did like the fact that they allowed the quarterback to throw the ball.
Yeah. Kelly McManus. Say that 10 times fast.
No.
Okay.
Goof up. My goof up.
All right, I had a few bad ones here for sure. I said Buxton will hit a bomb for the Saints last Wednesday. No, that did not happen. Said the Gophers would run the ball despite the claims of changing the offense, that they'd run the ball at least 35 times against Nebraska. They did run the ball 25 times, but I think the running clock actually prevented them from getting to 35 runs in this game. Because it's like the games are quicker. There's fewer snaps taking place because the clock is running. So I said the Heat. Well, this is another one where I just screwed myself with an unnecessary endpoint. The Heat will acquire a player by September 1st who makes at least $30 million a year. But my guy, Dylan Floro, I said, would bounce back after a terrible outing a couple weeks ago with at least 3 consecutive scoreless appearances. I think he's up to 5 consecutive scoreless appearances.
Very nice.
A man that has some good postseason experience. Okay, listeners had nothing come off the board this week.
Rough week, I think.
Declan, kind of a rough week.
Yeah.
You said the Twins would claim Matt Moore. They put a request to claim Matt Moore, but they did not claim Matt Moore. You said Trevor Larnach would be recalled by the Twins within the next 2 weeks. You tried to sneak a bunt here with the rosters expanding.
It wasn't a bunt.
Oh, man.
By any means. He actually was struggling by the time this prediction was made. You guys chastised me for it, and it didn't happen. It wasn't a bunt by any means. It was just an out.
What's that sound?
An out.
Oh, it's the buzzer.
You said Joey Gallo would be DFA'd at some point in the month of August.
No, that was
Should have been.
that should be a green.
Should be. That should be green.
Very much.
And then you did make up for a little bit by saying the Twins would have a winning record for the month of August, and they were I think 4 games above 500 in August. Nice little month for the Twinks. So with that, Judd, you've widened your lead a little bit more. You're back over 300, a 304 average. Declan at 286. Listeners at 261. I'm still flirting with the Mendoza line at 205 on the season. Judd also leads with 6 home runs. Declan and I each have 5. Listeners with 2 home runs on the season. All-time stats, Declan leading with 369 average. Judd leads with 282 hits. Listeners lead with 44 home runs. I lead in nothing at all whatsoever all time.
Write that down as the traditional write that down has not really been good to you.
I don't know. I feel like I try to just take too big of swings, or I do things that are like I make wishful Timberwolves predictions, you know? I predict things that I want to happen rather than predict things that are probably going to happen, and I think that's the difference.
Probably true.
So there's probably a life lesson to be learned there. Let's get our guy Mike in the room. He is our guest listener predictor.
Fellas, how we doing?
We're doing pretty good, Mike. So you and Declan are both St. Cloud Huskies. You guys have roamed around the hockey arena in your past.
That we did. SKOR Huskies.
Let's go. So what is your background? You were kind of showing us you've got some Minnesota sports tattoos. What's your background as a Minnesota sports fan, Mike? Tell us.
Yeah. So born and raised Minnesota sports. I don't know if my parents would have let me be anything other than that. And I'm totally fine with that. I'm in for the heartbreak. Like you said about my tattoos, I don't know how well this will show up. But North Star's tattoo, can't turn my wrist well. My parents met at a North Stars game. Neil Broughton's first game against St. Louis Blues. Left calf, I have the Twins TC logo. Right calf, I have the SESU CST logo. And then Minnesota on my other one.
What tattoo should we get Judd? What Minnesota sports tattoo should we put on
North
Judd?
Stars if I was going to get one, right?
There's no
debate about that.
I'm always particular to North Stars. We got North Stars cornhole boards too, so kind of an addiction for our family.
How about thank you, Rocco, when the Twins win a World Series this year, right on his wrist, so he can just look down on it every day after questioning.
There you go. Or how about
good
question, KOC?
Yeah,
I like that one too. So were your folks like when they met at Broughton's debut sitting near each other at Met Center? Did they meet in the concourse?
So,
how did they meet?
There was a bus that was rented out by a fraternity at St. Cloud State, Legacy, I guess. They both went. My mom was actually with somebody else, and then my dad just knew people in the frat. And he was walking by, saw a seat open, asked if it was taken, and I guess the rest is history.
Wow, look at that.
So
a love story.
That's awesome.
And a week after I got,
a
week after I got the tattoo, I met Neil Broughton's daughter at the St. Cloud Sportsman show. So small world.
So if it's not for the North Stars, you're not here.
No, literally. I've said that before.
It does not exist.
See how they change lives?
Yeah, exactly. And then a year after I was born, they leave. So.
Yeah.
Well.
So are you like a resentful Wild fan, or like what's your relationship with the Wild?
I'm definitely a Wild fan.
Because Judd's a resentful Wild fan for sure.
I mean, he grew up with the North Stars more than I did, so I mean, I think that's fair. I know. I have a buddy's dad that absolutely hates that the Wild use the North Stars colors for the reverse retros.
Really?
But I couldn't get enough of it.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I would never complain about that. Look, the color scheme's great.
Mm-hmm.
The North Stars logo and color scheme are unbelievable. So yeah,
for sure.
I'm not mad about
I
that
still
at
think
all.
they should have tried to do North Stars again. I mean, if you can have the White Sox and the Red Sox in baseball, you can have the Stars and North Stars in hockey.
Yeah, you have Reds, Red Sox, you've got White Sox, you've got
from the start, unless they can recoup a ton of revenue from it, and it remains the case to this day, the Wild has worked hard to distance themselves in many ways. So they don't want to be known as the North Stars, but when it comes to the reverse retros, those things sell like hotcakes. So you're not going to ignore the financial gain.
Oh, definitely. I think they do a good job of honoring the past. So I can respect that.
You guys ready to make some predictions here?
Let's do it.
Let's
do it.
fire this up
Write
here.
this down.
So we'll start with Mike. We're going to go around the room. Mike, Judd, Declan will make 3 trips around the room, 3 predictions from everybody. They just must be quantifiable in some way. Pretty much the only rule. So, Mike, you're the leadoff man. What's your first prediction?
So I know, Declan, you're not the biggest fan of looking up NASCAR and F1 stats, but I got an easy F1 for you.
Okay.
Red Bull will win every GP or Grand Prix race that is raced this year. I say that because Imola was canceled. So the ones that are raced, Red Bull will win them all. Max Verstappen just won his 10th in a row, which is a F1 record. Only races he has lost so far were to his teammate, Sergio Perez. So I think they have a stupid fast car, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon.
So I have a dumb question. So you're saying this year, so the season is happening now, right? So you're saying for like the rest of the season, they will continue to win these GP races.
Yeah, for the rest of the season and for the races that have already won, because I guess so.
Okay, sounds good. We'll track that one for you. All right, Judd.
I got a case of Buffs fever, boys. I got a case of Colorado Buffalo fever, and the only cure is to write that down. Colorado will beat Nebraska by 14 or more points on Saturday.
Dude, Nebraska is screwed in that game.
Colorado's going to roll them. The talent on that team, like do I think that they're going to be? Do I think the Buffs are going to be great all season? I don't know.
Oh man!
But between the kid that plays both ways, Hunter, right, who plays both ways, plays corner and wide receiver, and by the way, never leaves the field. And Dion's kid at quarterback looks like he is a hell of a player. 14 or more, Declan. The Buffs roll the Huskers.
I love it, man. They've gone from being maybe the worst Power 5 school to being ranked now like 22nd after one game. Just absolutely. And they turned over, wasn't it like 70 players or something? They have 73 new players.
He ran kids off. But you know what? In the 90s, especially at the beginning of the 90s, the Buffs were incredibly competitive. Like they were contending for championships.
Cordell Stewart, right?
Yeah, so this is a return to glory days. Bill McCartney, who started Promise Keepers, actually was the coach.
Wow. Okay. A little history lesson. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Colorado, Nebraska in the old Big 8 or whatever it was, right?
Oh,
it used to be.
This would have been a heavyweight matchup.
Yes.
Tom Osborne. Oh yeah.
Yep. All right, Declan, what's your first prediction?
All right, I'm going to buy some Royce Lewis stock. Write this down. Royce Lewis will hit a go-ahead homer in the 6th inning or later between now and next week's. Write that down.
Okay.
So a go-ahead homer in the 6th inning or later between now and next week's. Write that down.
I have a similar in spirit Royce Lewis prediction, but it's for the playoffs.
Okay.
So write this down. In the Twins opening series, and I say that because it's probably a wild card series, but I don't know. Maybe they clear the 5 games that they're behind the Mariners. I'll just say in the Twins' first playoff series, Royce Lewis will hit a 3-run homer or a grand slam in one of the games. He's not just a solo homer guy. He'll hit some solo home runs, but he's a put some ducks on the pond and I'll clear them around and put a crooked number on the board type of a home run hitter.
I like it.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right, we're back over to Mike.
Write this down.
Okay. Next one is I got a Wolves one for you guys. Write that down. Within 2 years of Mark Lowry or A-Rod owning the team, they will do another rebrand, whether it's logo, jerseys, colors. I think they're going to want to put their own spin on it, have their own touch. I'll say kind of before the start of their 3rd full season, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Could we even just put so whenever the date is that they become majority owners, can we say either 2 years or 3 years beyond that date? You just pick one of those? Okay.
Yeah, 2 is fine.
Okay. So that gives you like 2.5 years of clearance here.
Write this down.
Like the long-term view on that prediction. Okay, Judd?
Okay, so the Los Angeles Angels are due to visit Target Field September 22nd through the 24th. And in fact, I think, Phil, we're going to be there the 23rd with our Courage Kenny event on the party deck for the Twins. But write this down. Shohei Ohtani will no longer be playing this season when the Angels come here. Shohei Ohtani, he's continuing to play, which makes no sense because he needs Tommy John, and he's a pending free agent, and he's planning, by the way, on pitching again. So, like, the Angels are a hopeless cause right now, but yet it's like they're trying to get him to continue to play because clearly it sells more tickets.
Yeah.
But at some point in time, Ohtani's agent, who has not stepped in yet really, needs to step in and say, no, my guy is going to have surgery because he's saying I'm still a two-way player. So by the time they get here, his season will be over.
I think my guess is they've probably decided because of the timing of the injury that he's not pitching next year anyways, right?
Right.
Whether he has surgery now or in a month, he's out for the entire next season, and then he'll have like the 4 or 5 months in the offseason to rehab. So I don't know. Maybe he's even saying, can I just hit? But if he has the Tommy John, let's say he has it in a month from now, would he be able to DH in April?
No, probably not. It's the same as what Bryce Harper had.
Harper, yeah.
And I think he came back did he come back in May?
Yeah, it was before the All-Star break, wasn't it? Okay.
But I mean, it makes no sense. The Angels are going nowhere. There's no purpose beyond trying to sell tickets in him playing anymore.
The Angels are such a joke,
for us.
dude. Like you have.
Didn't one of the
Didn't
one of the Twins prospects a few years ago have a Tommy John? Not
Sano did.
No, yeah, okay.
And he missed that season.
Yep. And then they moved him to he was pretty much exclusively a first baseman after the Tommy John surgery, except for that one right field thing. I can't remember if that was
too much.
But
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. Out of baseball, by the way. We are to the end of the baseball season.
It's incredible.
He has not played baseball anywhere. Not Korea, I don't think, not Japan, anywhere. So, all right, Declan, right? Declan?
Yep. All right, write this down. Next prediction for me. The Twins will have at least one player on the AL Rookie of the Year ballot and 2 pitchers in the top 10 for AL Cy Young.
When you say on the Rookie of the Year ballot, what is that?
Votes?
He'll get
Votes.
he'll get a vote. Okay.
Votes. I'm going to actually double check here because I'm pretty sure they give 10 spots for Cy Young, but I want to not get burned on that. Basically, the spirit of my prediction is that Sonny Gray and Pablo Lopez are going to show up on that ballot.
Just say top. You can say top 10 if you want to be. Is that what you said?
My point is, I don't know if there are 10 spots in the Cy Young voting. I just realized
like
that.
when they released the votes,
correct.
He's not sure.
There was
5?
2 guys tied for 9th, 1 guy tied for 5th.
Yeah.
They'll get Cy Young votes.
Okay.
They'll get Cy Young
that's
votes.
fair. That's fair.
And that Royce Lewis one's interesting because his numbers are insane. But he's only projected, I think, to play in like 52 games.
Yeah.
So
is he going to maintain rookie status for next year?
I don't.
Because isn't it like 60 games or something? Is there a chance he's
weird?
I don't know. Well, he'll blow by it. Career games, he'll blow by that.
And I don't think he's not much of a household name to get on the ballot unless he has like a crazy end of September.
Yeah.
But I think one of those guys does get on between Julian and him.
Okay. All right. Write this down.
Write this down. Write it down. You like writing things down.
I'm going to predict. I'm drinking so much Twins Kool-Aid right now. I love the way they're set up. I'm going to predict that Louie Varland. How do I quantify this? I want to say Louie Varland is going to get like huge outs in the playoffs. So I'm going to say Louie Varland will collect 3 or more strikeouts in late and close games in the first round of the playoffs. So that means 7th inning or later, 1-run game or tied, I will say. That's how I'm going to define it. I think he's going to be a potential bridge. They had him warming up, by the way, when Sonny Gray was getting the Rocco treatment.
I know.
So I want to see him a little bit.
I thought they might use him in that 20-6 game the night before. Just see, like, let's run you out there and just see what it looks like. But they were going to bring him in a freaking like tied game in the 6th inning with runners on base. So they must feel pretty good about him.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
All right, Mike, what's your third and final prediction?
So last one, I'm going to make one about the show. None of you guys have to take headphones off, so don't worry. KOC will reference the show in some way by name. Either write that down or Mac and Judd, Purple Daily. He'll reference the show or a segment of the show by the end of the NFL season to one of you
Oh my
three.
God.
This is great.
So
He's already
Before
done
I
the
die-
before
before
the
I
I die
die.
thing.
Yeah.
And that's like
That's your
loosely. Yeah, I think the before I die thing was like more of like fans who listen to the show are coming up to him in public.
Still.
But he does
I think-
know, and
I think
he's a friend of
having-
the show. He's aware
Mhm.
of what happens on the show. So
Yep. I think you guys having him on makes him a little bit more aware. Maybe in a press conference when Judd asks him a question, you just say something like, "Oh, are you trying to get a point for write that down or something?"
oh,
That would be that would make him real hardcore if he did that.
That's kind of what the thought of the pick is. So
yeah.
All right.
You know, it's funny. Like
that.
Judd, you and I were at camp together a few different days, and I would say in terms of like when we run into listeners, the most common way that we get greeted, aside from like, "Hey Phil, hey Judd," is like someone will point and say, "Write that down."
Yep.
Yes, we're gonna hold you accountable. Mike,
go.
all right. Well, great job with your predictions here. Since you've got this life-altering platform on the podcast, is there anyone in your life you'd like to thank that helped you get to this peak moment?
Yeah, both my parents. Obviously, without them, I wouldn't be here or the fan I am today. All my buddies for all of our debates and arguments over whether Kirk is paid too much or not. I'm on the bandwagon with you guys, but that's a topic for another show. Yeah, and you guys, of course, for having me on. Love the show. Listen every day. I used to be a Rube. Now I'm one of you guys.
Wow, dude.
So
Wow.
I'm
You're awesome.
uninformed.
Those who
So
know,
I appreciate
know.
it.
Those who know,
Exactly.
know what Mike's talking
Exactly.
about. Awesome, man. Hey, Mike, thank you for coming on. Thanks for the kind
Appreciate
words.
it, guys.
Go North
Appreciate
Stars.
it. Exactly. Skull Huskies.
Let's go.
Right.
Yep. All right. See you, man.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Hey, before we get to the last few predictions and a random Minnesota athlete of the week here, let's shout out a couple of friends here, starting with Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden, more than 20 metro locations, and it is tailgating season. Judd and I can confirm we were at a tailgate last weekend. I didn't see a Weber grill, which is unfortunate for that tailgate. It's a great tailgate, but maybe we need to get him a brand new Weber grill for Babu. Wings, steak, kebabs. This is exclusive footage of Declan's Weber grill with a couple glorious kebabs, some shrimp on the barbie. If you go to scorenorth.com and enter keyword Weber, you can find out more about how you can get a brand new Weber grill and how you can be ready for tailgate season. Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden, more than 20 metro locations. So we don't feed Maya people food because we just, I don't know. At some point we'll probably cave, but it's going to open up a whole new world for her so we give her Nutrisource and she loves it. Nutrisource chicken and rice. It's the official pet store pet food of the show here, guys.
And look at that. Stella and her friend who's at our house right now, Ryder, they're both there. And you know what? They are both, of course, eating Nutrisource. And when they go out, they get the training rewards treats. And there's the Vinster. You know what the Vinster does? The Vinster's got that look like,
Oh, yeah.
dude, get me my Nutrisource and do it right now.
Yeah, he helped Dad take out the trash in the recycling bins late last night. He likes to help. He always has to be involved. He's very, very much like his father. He gets a lot of FOMO if he's not included.
Good for him.
And he gets rewarded with his Nutrisource treats. And luckily, he's a very, very good boy. I mean, come on, how can you not give that dog a treat?
Who's a good boy? NutrisourcePetFoods.com to find a Nutrisource retailer near you. NutrisourcePetFoods.com. All right, final three predictions and then a random Minnesota athlete.
Write this down.
Judd.
All right, I am also on the Royce Lewis bandwagon, but I'm going to combine this with a hobby of mine so you can write this down. The Twins will have a Royce Lewis bobblehead promotion next season.
Oh.
The Twins will have a Royce Lewis. They will give away. They will give away a Royce Lewis bobblehead next season.
It's not a gimme. I mean, they could do jerseys. I feel like
and they don't
Declan's kind of
necessarily
scoffing at you here.
Yeah, you're scoffing at one that I thought was really creative, and I was sort of proud
when they gave
of.
away the Colabello cowbell and he had been set
got it.
down by the time it happened?
I've still got that.
The Colabello cowbell.
yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
was
Didn't they do a
incredible.
Trevor Plouffe one time too? And he was like,
They did a Trevor Plouffe Star
On the
Wars
injured
Star
list.
Wars
bobblehead, which
one,
I hate
and
those.
he was
I don't collect
hurt.
those.
Yeah.
But you know what? Because I think Lopez gets a bobblehead for
I thought you were
sure.
gonna say by the end of this, I thought they were going to do a special promotion, which I could even
No,
say is a
those take too much
touchdown.
time.
Okay.
No. You need months of preparation. But Phil's right. It could be a jersey. It could be like a bat of some sort. Like there's different things that they target when it comes to players.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Dex.
Write this down.
All right, write this down. Phil inspired me with the Louie Varland prediction, so I'm going to write this down. Louie Varland will throw triple digits on the radar gun in a relief appearance for the Twins by the end of the season.
He already did it in St. Paul.
He
So.
apparently didn't say, but I've heard that gun's a little wonky.
It's a little hot.
Whoa.
Yep. I've heard that gun can be a little wonky.
Do we got some insight from CHS Field?
I've heard
Sometimes
that gun
they
can
do
be wonky.
the Fort Myers gun for years was the same way in the stadium because they want to get people excited.
Yeah.
It's like a draw, like, oh, this guy's throwing 100. It's like, no, he's throwing 89. It's actually Jamie Moyer. He's 70. But fans get excited.
But yeah, he'll touch triple digits on the radar gun in a relief appearance for the Twins by the end of the season.
Okay, so by the end of the season.
Okay.
Write this down.
All right, write this down. So Twins, I do have a prediction that the Twins are going to be 8 games above 500 at some point. I made that a couple, like when they were under 500 or around 500. So if they win today, I will get that one correct. But I'm not going to stop there.
Going.
I'm going to add to this. Okay.
This is where Mackey creates. This is where he's his own worst enemy at times.
This is a wishful thinking prediction.
Over
by
your
me,
skis
okay?
again. Let's hear it.
The Twins will finish the regular season at least 10 games over 500. All right, so it's not like a home run prediction. I'm just saying they're going to build on this. Every time they've gotten close to this point, they like lose 5 games in a row. That is not going to be the case. Well, they might lose 5 games in a row, but I'm saying their net output at the end of the year, they will finish at least 10 games above 500, and we can stop fretting about a below 500 team maybe winning
Write this down.
this division. So there you go. Those are the predictions. The accountability session, only show in America that actually puts stats next to our predictions. And now it's time for Judd. I like this little like battle that you and Declan have going on with each other where like Judd makes fun of Declan for not knowing old school players, whatever. So Judd is in charge of the clues on random Minnesota athlete this week.
I feel like I should make this clear, though. If I could, I'm only surprised Declan doesn't know old school players because his knowledge since like 2000 is incredible. So like if he didn't know anything, I'd be like, well, you just sort of suck at this. But I don't know anyone. I don't think I have anyone that I know who's as knowledgeable about like baseball players from like 2000 or the late 90s on.
Okay.
So that's why. So I'm not mocking him because he sucks. I'm just surprised that there are some mainstream old school players he does not know because in some ways he is a huge recent historian of baseball.
Right. So you're shocked that he knows Mike Leake's social security number, but has never heard of Mike Schmidt.
Because I feel like it's becoming mean. Like I think he doesn't know. No, he knows a ton.
That's okay.
Okay. So just to be clear here, I don't want it to be like I'm picking on him. I'm only saying that, yes, I've never seen a guy that knows like more Reds and Phillies from 2002.
I mean, your Kyle Loesch knowledge, my Kyle Loesch knowledge that I just have banked in the back of my head.
Not good enough for you? It's not good enough for you?
It's incredible.
He knows the block that Kyle Loesch lived in Milwaukee.
He stalked him.
Just because he doesn't know who Hack Wilson is, you're going to get on him.
One of 4 pitchers to beat all 30 teams in Major League history, I think.
See?
There you go.
Hey, Kyle, I'm right outside your door.
Okay, random Minnesota athlete time here. Right. So I have a 9-5-3 lead over Declan with 5. Judd got the 3-0 start and hasn't won in a long time.
Can we not say every single week? Okay, I haven't won in a long time.
I'm on a 4-game winning streak, correctly guessing JJ Barea, Steve Lombardozzi, Ramon Ortiz, and Casey Blake. And now it's Judd's turn to throw out clues. Losers out every week. Judd's going to throw out clues. Based on the controversy in Purple Daily. New rule starting this week. We need like a code word or something like as a buzzer to say, I'm buzzing in to guess. We get 3 incorrect guesses each, and then we're eliminated if you hit 3. So we just need a word, like a safe word. Instead of blurting out answers and tying like last, Purple Daily.
Should we just go with like answer?
Yeah, answer, like if you want something quick.
Or your name, like Declan, Judd.
Me, how about
Bill?
Me
Me
or I? Me or I? Me. Okay.
Me.
Okay, I think both are fine.
Yeah. Okay.
How about Stahoviak?
Stahoviak.
Minkiewicz. Thermosguard. All right. Are we ready?
I think so.
Yes.
This is to keep it fair as possible. This is a twin. I feel like if I go wild, it gives Declan a huge advantage. If I go Timberwolves, it probably gives Phil an advantage. So
it's okay. You can do
it's fun to do twins. It's fun to do twins. This is a former twin. All right, clue number 1. This former twin hails from Grand Rapids, Michigan. This former Twin played college baseball in the Big Ten. He was named Big Ten Conference Baseball Player of the Year. And
Me.
Yep.
Tyler J.
Nope. Buzz yourself.
Thank you, Phil.
The aggressiveness.
So he was, the rest of that clue, just so you have it, was he was named Big Ten Conference Baseball Player of the Year and was an All-American.
That being said, I think Tyler J. played in the Big Ten and had both those.
Illinois.
things happen.
But I don't think we don't use guys because he didn't play for the Twins, right?
I think
He never played in the big.
No, I thought he got called up. Maybe he didn't.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Are you guys ready? Back on track?
Yep.
Clue number 4. This former Twin played for 3 big league teams, and here is the time period. So it might help you, it might not. From 1993 to 1999.
I knew you were going old school because you called your shot last week out of spite that you wanted to go old school.
This isn't totally old school. I'm not
Hilarious.
going 80s. I'm not going
Hey,
Lombardozzi.
Declan was born in like 1993, so
Yeah, but he still have a chance at this one.
this is great. Advantage Phil.
This former Twin was a first-round pick in 1991, not by the Twins.
Me,
Yep.
Phil's got it.
Alex Cole.
No.
Dang it.
Did Alex Cole play in the Big Ten?
I don't know.
I don't think he did. But all right.
Your 90s Big Ten knowledge didn't come through, or your late 80s, early 90s Big Ten
Shane
knowledge didn't come through.
Gunderson.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are, Jay Kwasnecka. You guys are through 5 clues. Clue number 6, and you both have 1 strike. The team that drafted him was the Oakland A's, and in 1993, in his rookie season, which, by the way, was his best statistical year, he finished 6th in Rookie of the Year voting.
What season was that?
93. So he played in the big leagues from 93 to 99.
Me,
Yep.
Brent Gates.
You got it.
Let's go
yes.
right now. Come on. Come on now.
Former Gopher, Brent
Brent
Gates.
Gates.
Hell of a player.
I remember
I had
watching
a lot
Brent
more
Gates as a
clues.
kid at Siebert Field. My dad would take me to games in the 90s.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, you could
I
go
went
like
to
talk to the
games.
players and stuff. It was
Brent
great.
Gates and Danny Wilson, if you recall Danny Wilson, Denny Nagel.
Denny
They had some
Nagel.
really good players. Brian Robbie
Yep, it's a great
went
time.
0 for 3 in the David Wells perfect game.
Amazing. Yeah, he was like hitting, I don't know, probably 3rd in that lineup that day. That was a getaway day lineup on a bad team, and David Wells took full advantage, fully hungover.
Yep, I think Gator was at second base that day, and I think Patty Mears was at shortstop.
This will shock you, but apparently David Wells just hates all the new baseball rules. Pitch clock.
Oh, yeah.
all
Oh,
the-
no
all-
way.
All the things. Yeah, it's super
No. No way. I'm
Utterly shocked.
Although David Wells can't hate stuff more than Goose Gossage, the closer on the World Series Yankees teams in the 70s. He hates everything about baseball now.
Yeah, it's like calm down, Goose. All right, boys, we got to run here. That's a wrap on Random Minnesota Athlete. Write that down. Predictions. We got Purple Daily buzzing here this week, leading up to Week 1. Vikings Twins are about to clinch the division here any hour. I don't know. Magic number is like -5 games for all I know. So thanks for hanging out with us here, and we'll see you tomorrow for some scoops with Doogie.